4 drivers, AJ Allmendinger and Cole Custer. If you have a question for either AJ or Cole, please raise your hand. We will get a mic to you. Who wants to lead us off? We'll go up front here to Dustin, then we'll go to John.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Cole, it seemed like everything was in place for you until it wasn't, and just, I guess, the emotions of being so close to a second one.
Yeah, it definitely stings. There were a lot of points of that race where I was like, oh, man, we're in a really good spot here. But, it just came down to that restart with the 21 and him staying out on older tires, which is their right. I mean, we're all going for a championship, and I would have done the same thing. He made his car really wide going into turn 1, so I tried to go high, I tried to go middle, and he ended up locking us on the top and just got us all bottlenecked, and then the 7 was able to slip by. But, it's just that you just get the short end of the stick sometimes, and that was us today. So I can't say enough about our guys. I mean, they brought a really fast car that was, I think very capable of winning a championship. I mean, the 7 car, they are definitely deserving champions. I mean, they brought a really fast car. Justin's been doing this for so long. I'm happy for him. He's definitely a deserving champion, and they ran a great race there, especially at the end. So it just stings for our team. Obviously you're always going to be a little bit salty when you finish second. But at the end of the day, that's just how it goes sometimes.
John?
John Newby, Savage Ventures. So AJ, I know earlier this week you talked about how at one point you didn't even think you were going to make the playoffs. You got that win, you made it here. So even with, dealing with the frustrating, ill-handling car all night, I mean, how do you look back at the season as a whole?
That's a good question, I guess. I told my guys before the weekend started that I wouldn't pick any other guys to go to war with like we did. We've had a lot of ups and downs. At times maybe not enough speed. At times, me trying to probably push too hard. I was happy I could at least get him a win at Vegas. I feel like I've let him down a lot of times this year. So, today was disappointing. I'm not sure what else we can do from a preparation and effort standpoint, honestly. I mean, we spent 3 weeks working on the car and countless hours in sim, and just was never there all weekend, honestly. And just fought hard. Thought maybe we would steal the team championship on the way the strategy was playing out. But, figured a yellow was going to come out at some point, and we were just kind of hanging on at that point. So, how do I characterize the season? I just they deserve a lot more. The men and women at Call It Racing. So I'm happy we fought hard. It showed our determination to get here and at least keep fighting until the checkered. It was doing everything we could, but I just feel like I let them down.
Come up here to the front to Reed.
Reed Spencer with the NASCAR Wire. Cole, did you consider not lining up behind Hill on the restart because he was on older tires, or was the top that important?
I could have, but I would have given up a row to do that, and I would have put the 7 a row ahead of me. So that definitely wasn't the smart decision to do if I did that. So I took the risk of starting behind him, and that was kind of, looking back, maybe I shouldn't have, but you just never know. I mean, that's, kind of Monday morning quarterbacking it, I guess. But if I could have gotten to his outside or to the middle of him or something, that would have worked out. But he did a great job defending there, and, it just ended up checking us up too bad, and the 7 is able to slip by. But it's just how it goes sometimes.
Go up here to Bob.
Bob Parker's Fox Sports. Cole, I was just curious. I went to talk to Zillich, and he's like, is the 00 mad at me?
I'm not happy. If I saw him, I would I'd let him know. But no, I mean, it was hard racing. I hate that, he hit us, and that's what let the 7 get to us, with whatever it was, 8 to go, I guess. But the 7 also had whatever, I think it was like 10 lap fresher tires, so he eventually just ran us down. But yeah, I mean, it sucks. It just came down to, tire strategies at the end, kind of who had tires and who didn't, and just situational restarts and stuff like that. And that's just because we finished second. I'm saying we got the short end of the stick, but it was it's just how it goes sometimes.
Cameron Caraway for Sports for Free Media. On that second to last restart, what was just the decision behind choosing high instead of maybe like going on the inside and trying to use the dog leg possibly?
The outside lane on all the restarts all day kind of seemed to net out a little bit better for the most part. We were at a tire disadvantage. We had to put right side scuffs on, I believe it was, and then we had left sides that had a lot of laps on it. So being at a tire disadvantage makes it really tough, especially if I would have chose on the inside lane, I was going to have to drive in super deep, probably slide them and then park it in the middle. And even doing that, they probably still would have got to my outside. So I was wanting to, in my head, I wanted the 00 or the 7. If they were going to pass me, I wanted it to be on the inside. So I had kind of preferred lane on the top and could run them tight if I needed to, getting into 3, take the air off of them. And when I got down into 1, I started to slip the right front a lot, and I drove in as deep as I could, and I saw the 00 trying to get to my outside, so I moved up a little bit to block that. And the 00 got in the back of me a little bit, which, I mean, we're going for a championship. I expect that. He didn't do anything wrong. And it just got me and him both out of the racetrack and allowed the 7 to drive by both of us underneath. So, I'm going to have to go back and watch replays and stuff. I actually have no idea what I could have done different to beat the 00 or the 7 with us being on such a tire disadvantage. Tires mean a lot here, so we knew that it was going to be a tall order, and it just didn't work out.
Go to Steven.
Steven, SunFrontage.com. Austin, I saw that you went over and talked to Justin during the ceremony. What did you have to say to him?
Just told him congrats, and that it's been fun racing him all year. He's a heck of a race car driver. He's going to be a great champion for the Xfinity Series for next year. Holding that banner. Congratulated his entire 7 team. It's been a lot of fun racing with those guys all season long. I feel like Justin and I we race each other extremely hard, but we also race with a lot of respect. And I just wanted to show that respect back to him. He's been working at this really, really hard for a long time. This is his 7th playoff appearance, and to see him and his family and all get it done, it was if I couldn't have gotten it done and got the championship, I'm glad that he was the one that got it done.
And then this was your first ever appearance in the championship in this series. So what kind of did you learn through this whole experience, and what can you take heading into next year?
Well, I mean, it's just one race. One race doesn't really solidify your season. We had 4 wins on the season. We ran really well all season long. You just got to be resilient just for one race. And Phoenix has been a track that we've struggled at a little bit as an organization. I know the 2 car was pretty decent today, and they had a shot at winning. But overall, we've struggled a little bit here. We've gotten better. We've made strides at it. And I think that coming back next year, if we were able to make it to the Final Four again, just staying on top of the racetrack a little bit better, and where it's hard to judge if the track's going to go tighter or looser or what it's going to do. But I had asked after stage 1 and even stage 2, I believe it was, to try to tighten me up just because I was fighting right rear grip all day, but I was just so much faster just being loose. And as soon as we got the car on the tight side to where I wasn't free at all, we just started overcooking the right front and ended up cording the tire during that one long run. And that's ultimately what was the difference maker tonight for us that got us behind on tire strategy. And then we were playing catch up from there. So all in all, though, solid effort to the entire 21 team, everybody at RCR, ECR. They've, to get to this point and make it to the Final Four, that's all you can really ask for is a shot at it. We had a shot at it. We came up short, but we're going to hold our heads up high and get ready for next season.
So there's a question in the press box. Go ahead.
ChristianKnightCatchfence.com. Austin, 2 quick questions for you. How would you assess your 2024 season?
Well, I mean, obviously you want to win the championship, so we came up short there. But all in all, I think at the start of February in Daytona, you just want to be one of those Final Four drivers to have a shot at it. We were able to do that. So I think that all in all, this year has been a solid year for us. There's areas that we still need to work on and be better as a race team. Some other areas to win some more races. And, I think that we're going to be a lot better going into the next year. There's a lot of things going on at RCR with new cars and just some moving parts and pieces. And I feel really good about where I'm at with RCR. I think that we're making strides each and every year, and if we keep doing that, we'll end up a champion one day.
And if you could do it all over again, would you bring a brand new race car to the racetrack, or would you bring something else that you guys had at the shop?
Well, this was a brand new race car for us, and I actually thought that our car had really good speed. I think that there's definitely things to work on and kind of bugs to work out, but I think that overall, if you look back at some of the races that I've ran here, in our other equipment and our other cars, it wasn't like we ran any worse or any better, really. I do think overall that our new car was a little bit better. We just, more so than anything, just got behind on adjustments, and I think that was the main difference maker. But it's always nice to have a brand new race car underneath you. Just unfortunately, we wasn't able to close it out.
Any final questions for Austin? All right. Well, we'll wrap up here with Bob.
Bob Hawkers, Fox Sports. Justin had a couple of penalties. I don't know if you were aware, like he had a penalty for getting out of line on the restart, and another speeding one on that pit road. Like, assume when you see him a lap down, potentially 2 laps down, are you thinking, oh, he's out of it, or do you think like, gosh, these races are so crazy, he could be right back in it?
Yeah, I definitely didn't think that he was ever out of it until lap 200 happens. I don't think that anyone's ever out of it. And as soon as I saw that they stayed on the racetrack and we had just came in and took our, sets of tires, and we had only ran like 7 laps on them, and that caution came out, I knew that he was going to be back on the lead lap, and he was right back in it. So, I think that everything that you fight throughout a race, no matter if you go a lap down, you speed, you pull out a line too early, whatever goes on, you just always have to dig deep and keep thinking positive and hope that it works out for you. And tonight it worked out for the 7.